is going on, guys? Sticks here with the Token Minorities, and I am months behind basically every other Pokemon TCG tuber out there, in that it has taken me, what is it, about 2 months? Yeah, about 2 months, but I am finally bringing, actually it might be exactly 2 months, but I'm finally bringing you my first deck centered around Rayquaza-GX. And before I get into the deck, just a reminder that if you guys liked this video or found it helpful, please leave a like, drop a comment, click that subscribe button, helps us out a ton, and lets us do more cool stuff for you guys. And if you are new to the channel, here at TTM we are a collaborative channel, so there is more than just the TCG content that you see in front of you. We also have draft format content and are working on expanding our horizons as we speak. So if more than just TCG interests you, please feel free to subscribe to us and check out our Discord. That will be linked in the description. Now, before I get into the deck, as for the question of the day, Rayquaza-GX was undeniably the most hyped card coming out of Celestial Storm. I mean, like, that thing got up to, I don't even know how much that thing got up to IRL because I just played in-game, but I mean, that thing was just insanely expensive when the set first came out. And so everybody was like, oh my gosh, Rayquaza-GX is amazing. And then you paired it with the Latias Prism Star as well as Max Elixir, and you were just able to get a ton of energy on board, and then Dragon Break was just able to hit for insane amounts of damage, to where Rayquaza immediately had a meta impact as soon as it came out. However, in the new standard format, with the loss of Max Elixir, that really did hamper what Rayquaza-GX can do. And so my question of the day is, do you think Rayquaza-GX is still good? Like, what is the best way to use Rayquaza-GX in this current meta? If you had to ask me, now I will be the first one to admit, I don't play in real life tournaments. Don't play in like this hyper competitive. I like the hyper competitive situations. I play on TCGO. I play it for fun, and I just enjoy bringing you guys different decks with different ideas. So I don't know about Rayquaza-GX's current meta impact, although based on what I have talked to with my friends who do play IRL, they say that it really doesn't have as much of a meta impact. But I mean, again, could be wrong. Not sure. But I do think the best way to run Rayquaza-GX, I mean, there's like Vikavolt Rayquaza, but I think Vikabulu is just better, at least in my experience running it. It just seems to run smoother, as you're not discarding cards as much, and it's more consistent as to where you want the cards to come from, in terms of, like, Vikabulu wants the cards always in the deck, so you run a lot of recursion, whereas Rayquaza and Vikavolt want energy in the discard pile and also in the deck. So it's just kind of a balancing act, which can lead to some tricky situations. So I'm bringing you what I think might be the best way to run Rayquaza right now. Could be wrong again, but I've had a lot of fun with this, and that is an idea that was originally from Trainer Chip. So if you have not checked out his YouTube channel, definitely do so. That was brought to my attention by guys in the Discord channel, and that is one with Beast Ring, where you just run some Ultra Beasts along with Rayquaza in order to accelerate a bunch of lightning and grass energy onto the board. So yeah, in my opinion, that's the best way to run Rayquaza right now, in my opinion. Again, just want to very much emphasize that. Let me know what you guys think the best way to run Ray. Best way to run Ray. Wow, that is like a tongue twister. Let me know in the comment section down below. Love to hear what you guys had to say. But anyway, onto the deck. I talked for way too long. This deck is centered obviously around Rayquaza-GX, and then, like I said, the combination of Beast Ring and Ultra Beasts to take advantage of that Beast Ring. So I mean, really, the whole strategy of this deck is very, very simple. Play down Rayquaza, get energy onto it, just get all the grass and lightning you can with like Stormy Winds, with Latias, with manual attachments, all that good stuff. And then once you get a Rayquaza knocked out, you can suddenly use Beast Ring in order to accelerate energy from the deck onto all of your Ultra Beasts. Now, I know that this is like exactly the same reason why I said Vikabulu is difficult, because you're having to accelerate energy from two different places. But in my opinion, I don't know, it seems a little bit more consistent to try to do so with an item as opposed to a stage 2 Pokemon, so that's why I like this a little bit better. And so yeah, I mean, just attack with Ray. Once it goes down, Beast Ring is activated, just flood with a bunch of energy. You have backup attackers in your Ultra Beasts, as well as a non-GX attacker that's not a Oranguru in this Pheromosa, so it works out pretty well. As for the numbers of Pokemon, running a single copy of Oranguru for Pokemon Draw support, running a copy of Latias Prism for Dream Mist for an energy, you're able to attach energy from the discard pile onto your Dragon Pokemon, so it's just inherent synergy with Rayquaza-GX, getting energy onto them, accelerating energy to them. And if you have 4 Rayquaza in play, Latias gets 4 energy from the discard pile. So the more Rayquaza you have in play, the more you can take advantage of Latias Prism. Absolute max number of Rayquaza. I know I normally say that like I'm only running 3 because if your opponent knocks out 3, it's game over. But Rayquaza doesn't even have to attack in order to make a difference, just because Stormy Winds being able to put an energy from your discard pile onto this Pokemon can be the difference between a knockout and no knockout. So just the fact that Rayquaza doesn't even have to attack in order to support and boost damage is why we're running 4 of them. And then as for the Ultra Beasts, you have Pheromosa-GX with Fast Raid. You can potentially attack first turn in Beauty GX, which can be a good comeback card if your opponent has taken multiple prizes. You also have Xurkitree-GX, where if your opponent is running nothing but special energy, Xurkitree can kind of just like solo them, because all you have to do is just put energy onto it. And, I mean, if you don't only have solo Xurkitree out and your opponent runs nothing but special energy, they have no way of working around that. So that's just one cool kind of thing to do. And then we have our main non-GX attacker. Like I said, I don't really like Oranguru just because, I mean, that thing doesn't consistently hit that hard. But Oranguru does knock out fully powered up Ninetales and Hoopa. But Pheromosa being able to just consistently hit for 90 each time is very strong. And then if you are down to 1 prize card, this can be a nice way to finish off the game if your Rayquazas have been knocked out and you don't have sufficient energy on board. Then, of course, we are running 2 Lele as well, because Lele is Lele. Now, as for the items, I am running 4 copies of Beast Ring, because, I mean, this is something that, like, even though you only play 1 or 2 Beast Rings per game, you still want to have them when you want them. So just by playing 4, we maximize our odds of drawing into them. We also have a card that we can discard early game, and it won't hurt us as much with, like, Mysterious Treasure or Ultra Ball. Just a nice acceleration, and running 4 allows us to reliably do that. 2, Escape Rope, because we have a lot of mons that we don't want to start with. Literally, the only 3 mons that we are okay with starting with are Latias, Pheromosa, Latias and both Pheromosas. Everything else, you don't want to have active, and particularly Rayquaza is really fat. Well, I mean, I guess you can use Tempest GX with Rayquaza. I take that back. You can start with Rayquaza, but it's less than ideal, and you'd rather just start accelerating energy in most cases. But again, Tempest GX is not bad. Don't want to give you that, guys, that opinion, or don't want to give you guys that. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Don't want to give you guys the notion. There we go. The notion that that's what I'm saying. No. But just in general, like, there's only a couple mons that you really want to start with. So Escape Rope is a nice way to get out of there. 1 Field Blower, because choice bands are annoying. 4 Mysterious Treasure and 4 Ultra Ball to maximize our search options, because just get the mons that we want when we want them immediately. 2 Pal Pad to recycle our supporters, because we're running a rather smaller number. And also Rayquaza discards cards really, really quickly, so you don't want to just discard all of your Guzma off of 3 Rayquazas. Then you're just like, oh, well, shoot. Pal Pad is a way to recur those. 1 Rescue Stretcher for Pokemon recursion. 2 Devoured Fields, just to counter our opponent's stadium and also boost the damage by a little bit. 4 of Cynthia and Guzma, just because, I mean, that's what I always start with when I'm building a deck in the new standard format from scratch. Just 4 of those, and then go from there. This deck just happened to keep both 4 of those. And then 2 of Judge and Lillie. Judge for a little bit of hand disruption, and then Lillie for first turns. Just being able to draw those extra cards is very, very nice. 3 choice bands in order to boost the damage output of Rayquaza, basically just act as another energy on board. And finally, 7 of Grass and Lightning energy, so that Rayquaza can attack for as much damage as possible. So yeah, that is the deck, and let's just go ahead and see this deck in action. Alrighty, we have found one against Destiny Joe with a multi-type deck, so pretty safe to say I have no idea what he is going to be running, but I mean, that's the fun of the ladder. You never know what you're going to go up against, and I will go second, which isn't the worst thing in the world. I mean, I would like to start with a would like to start with the Pokemon. I mean, that'd be kind of nice, but otherwise, not a huge deal overall, as long as, I mean, we don't mulligan, like, too many times, because that would be very unfortunate. We do start off with... So I should be able to get... Do I have enough to get a Latias and a Lele and also get a Oranguru out of the active? I think I should. With the... Okay, so we're up against a Rotom deck that should be just fine, although the Rotom Frost is going to be a pretty significant issue. Ooh, Soft Cleese, and immediately got rid of 2 items. Oh boy. And even gets the Order Pad, so that is... Yeah, that's not good. Probably going to be able to Ultra Ball or grab a Weakness Policy. Does he already have the Ultra Ball in his hand? Yeah, there's the Ultra Ball. Gets rid of the Poison Barb and the Weakness Policy. That's fine. Thinking... Shouldn't be... Yeah, this really should not be too big of a deal. We should be able to deal with this pretty well, as long as... One, they don't get, like, Rotom set up, like, turn 2. Because if they get Rotom set up turn 2, then we are in a very bad position. But if we can avoid that and target down Rotom Frost whenever it comes in, not let it take on my Rayquazas, then I should be in a good spot. And okay. So I start off with actually a hand that I can definitely work with. So let's go ahead and get rid of the Beast Ring to grab... Okay, Latias is not in the deck, it's in the prizes, so noted. Let's go ahead and grab a Rayquaza. Do I want to... Let's go ahead and actually... Ultra Ball, get rid of the Guzma and the Choice Band to grab the Lele, because I want to thin out my deck a little bit. Increase the odds that Rayquaza will be able to discard an energy, but yeah, for the time being, let's just Lele, grab the Lillie, and I think I'm actually going to go ahead and play the Lillie before I... Yeah, because this way I can Mysterious Treasure to throw an energy in the discard pile, which will guarantee that Rayquaza does have something that it can attach, and I might as well get another Rayquaza down, so let's go ahead and do that. Yes, please. Oh, I even get another energy for another Rayquaza, so I will be able to basically chain the Rayquazas to where I'm able to get multiple energy. Let's go ahead and do this. It really... I mean, actually, hindsight 2020, probably should have grabbed the grass out of there, which I am going to do this time, but it's really a good situation overall. I have 2 escape ropes that I think I'm going to play down just so I can instruct for a full hand. Yeah, I think I definitely want to do that to increase the odds of me drawing into... Actually, no, let's go ahead and do this. Ooh, I get another Lele. So how do I want to do this? I could go ahead and go for Tempest, but then I wouldn't have an attack next turn. So instead, what I think I'm going to do is Escape Rope into the one with 2 energy. Yeah, let's do that. Escape Rope into the one with 2 energy. So that way I can Tempest, but then I can also draw into... Like, all I have to do is just attach an energy next turn, and I will be able to attack. So... Yeah, that's going to be what I go for. Wow, the last card grabbed an energy, so I'll also be able to Pal Pad the Guzma's back. My opponent only has 4 in the discard pile, so actually with the right amount of cards, my opponent might be able to get this thing going. That is not good. That is very, very not good, because Rotom is a meme until it starts working, and then it's much less of a meme. There's 2 Guzmas, so I think I'll want to... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... there's 6. Is my opponent going to be able to get those last 3? That's going to be a pretty big deal if my opponent is able to do that. So what I think I'm going to do is Ultra Ball to get a... I don't think I'm going to be using Beast Rings in this game much at all, actually. But what I'm going to do, Ultra Ball, get rid of the Pheromosa and the Choice Band, don't need either of those. Grab the Free Retreat Pheromosa, and this is why I'm very glad I have this in the deck, so that I can pull these type of plays without having to discard energy. I can just attach Guzma and go from there. And now that he has the Frost Rotom, like I was saying before, want to prioritize taking that thing out, because that is something that, while it's not going to do an insane amount of damage, it can be pretty significant. So let's just go ahead and put 2 Guzmas back, and then a Guzma and a Cynthia. Just, I mean, I know I'm playing the Pal Pads out, but I think the Guzmas are going to be my ticket to winning this game at this point. Just making sure that whenever the Frost Rotom comes down, I am able to take that out. And yeah, we're in a great spot. I have cards for next turn. I can power up another Rayquaza. My opponent doesn't quite have enough items in the, or enough tools in the discard pile. Oh boy. So going to go ahead and bring up the Oranguru. And just pass. Okay, so no Guzmas, unfortunately. But what I can do is just keep powering up Rayquazas, kind of accept the fact that I'm not going to be able to attack this turn, and then Cynthia and hope that I draw into a Guzma, which I do not. Oh boy. So let's go ahead and Ultra Ball, get rid of the Rayquaza and the Judge to grab... nothing really. And then I think I'm just going to shuffle back into the deck and then hope that Oranguru can... draw me into a Guzma maybe off the top of the deck. Wow, that was lucky. But I mean, I did throw 3 Guzmas back into the deck, so it wasn't a decent spot to be able to potentially draw that. And I mean, at worst, I would probably just go ahead and play the Cynthia and just wait another turn. But let's go ahead and... do I want to attach the energy here? Or how do I want to do this? Let's go ahead and do that. Bring up the... just in case he tries to Guzma me again, this way I'm only 1 energy away from retreating with any Pokemon that he brings in, except for the other Rayquaza, obviously. But, okay, I can Ultra Ball, but, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Just thin the deck, grab a... what do I want to do? Let's grab a Lele. Yeah, let's grab that because why the heck not? And yeah, now let's just Dragon Break because all I need is 3 energy on the field in total to be able to knock out a Rotom. Therefore, I'm okay to manually retreat out like my Oranguru or my Lele. Like, all I need is just the energy on the Rayquaza to be able to attack in order to have an attack for the turn. So that's why I'm not overly concerned about it. But at the same time, I mean, I still want to keep track and still want to be proactive about the situation so that my opponent can't potentially stall me and I just draw dead for multiple turns. But speaking of drawing dead, my opponent really seems to be doing that as well. Is just going to retreat into his Rotom after playing a Poison Barb. And this is where the inconsistency of Rotom shows through. It's just because you're not able... you're really hit or miss on what you have. Like, you can very easily just draw dead. So what I'm going to do is attach the energy to Rayquaza, instruct with my Oranguru, maybe pull a Guzma. Ooh, I do. So let's go ahead and bring up the Fan Rotom so that 1, my opponent doesn't get another tool in the discard pile, 2, he doesn't have that free retreat anymore, and let's just take another prize, and we're down to 3 prizes. So this is looking like a pretty solid body bag, all things considered. Like, my opponent is not getting much of anything. I'll be able to Mysterious Treasure, get rid of the Pheromosa in order to thin my deck a little bit, get rid of 2 cards, Oranguru for potentially, I think there's 2 more Guzmas? 1 more Guzma? I don't remember how many Guzmas are exactly left, but Field Blower, my opponent is going to get that, be able to discard both of the tools off of his Rotoms, and then, does he quite have it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, my opponent is a single energy short. That is very unfortunate. And with the Frost Rotom coming down, Skateboard, does he have? No, he does not have the... he does not have another Field Blower, and I do even just top deck into the Guzma. I don't even have to worry about trying to instruct for it. Let's just go ahead and Mysterious Treasure. This is my last Guzma, but again, I'm about to take out his second Frost Rotom, which, I mean, they normally only run 2 copies of this at most. So being able to take out 2 of them pretty much ensures that I will be able to eliminate all of them, and also I will not activate my opponent's Rotomotor yet because I did not knock out the Rotom that had the Escape Board on there. So at this point, every single mon on my field either has the retreat available to them or they're 1 energy away. So I am just going to energy up the Pheromosa just in case, because like I just want to keep everything like exactly where it is, really, just like kind of sort of power up the Pheromosa so that I can hit for 90 as a non-GX if I need that. But otherwise, I mean, I'm down to one prize. I have 2 Rayquazas that can attack. I'm pretty well set to go. The only thing my opponent can do is... Actually, can't even do that, because what he'd have to do is knock out my Rayquaza and force me to bring up the Oranguru, which Rotom just cannot do. I mean, he'd have to have, like, Wash Rotom come in and just snipe down this Rayquaza multiple times. But at the same time, like, if he brings up Oranguru, all I have to do is attach the energy, and I will be able to manually retreat out into this Rayquaza that has all the energy. So he has to hit, like, a Crushing Hammer and a Guzma in order to be able to do that, but he also played a Cynthia, I believe. So really, I have my opponent in a checkmate position. The only thing realistically they can do is, well, I mean, they'll just scoop. They're probably just going to attack to get an attack off, and yeah, he's just going to Plasma Strike. That is fine. I mean, that's going to be game. I will be able to get one more energy onto my Rayquazas, and there we go. Let's Dragon Break and knock him out. So yeah, that was a... And of course the last card in my prizes is my Latias Prism, so that was a pretty solid first game. I mean, yeah, it was against Rotom, which is a meme, but I mean, still, I gotta show off exactly what this deck can do. I mean, we did 1400 damage, so that is absolutely nothing to scoff at. But that being said, that was a solid first one. Let's go ahead and try to find another one with this deck. Alrighty, we have found another one against Machinica. Yeah, I think it probably is Machinica based on what the... well, based on the name and how it's spelled and whatnot. With a... I mean, honestly, it looks like a Metagross deck just based on the Psychic, the Steel, the Water. I mean, that normally... Well, I feel like other Steel decks, or Metal decks, sorry, this is the TCG. Other Metal decks are not using the Water as much because of Alolan Vulpix, and oh, that sucks. Very not good start, because you don't want to start with Rayquaza. You want to play that sucker down so that you can get the energy off of it. So that this is... yeah, this is not good. But I mean, then again, there's only like 2 ideal starters in this deck with the Pheromosa and the Latias Prism Star. So I mean, I guess odds were that I wasn't going to get something that I wanted to start with. And my opponent has Beldum. Let's play the energy. Get rid of this to grab the Latias, most likely. Yeah, and, ooh, 2 Rayquazas are prized. That's unfortunate for knocking out Metagross. I mean, this is confirmed a Metagross deck now that we see the Beldum. And, okay, so I get this. It's a Oranguru, and then I believe just end the turn. I really would like to get an Ultra Ball for a Lele so that I can Guzma up something and get my Latias in. But at the same time... I mean, it's not like the worst thing in the world if I just have to Tempest, as I will be able to attach, then discard a bunch of energy with Tempest, or discard an energy with Tempest, unless... Actually, no, I'm going to Cynthia first, so I'll have to play that out, hopefully get another Rayquaza, but I really would like to get... Yeah, I need to get those Rayquazas in my prize cards as quickly as possible, because Metagross is going to be a pain in the butt to try to knock out in one hit. But I mean, Rayquaza definitely has the ability to do it. I just need to get multiple of them and get them to accelerate the energies onto themselves, because just attaching will not be enough to beat Metagross. My opponent does, I mean, gets a couple Beldums, gets a Oranguru and a Lele. That is fine. Ooh, there's Guzma. I can work with this, I think. So what I'm going to do is Lele, and then not Lele, attach the Grass Energy to Latias, sorry. And okay, there we go. This next turn I can, and unfortunately I don't have a Grass Energy on the right Rayquaza, so I can't even Tempest, so that was a little bit of an oversight on my part, but regardless, let's go ahead and play down the Pheromosa. Yeah, let's play that down just to have something that's a Beast Ring target for the inevitability of a Rayquaza getting knocked out by a Metagross, so that I can just accelerate a bunch of energies onto the field, get my Pheromosa set up, and also power up Rayquaza even more. And that's going to be what I am going for. Unfortunately, I have no more Rayquazas as means of accelerating energy. So what I really like this turn is an Ultra Ball for a Lele. so that I can throw 2 energy into the discard pile. Well, no, not even an Ultra Ball for a Lele, just an Ultra Ball. So that I can throw 2 energy in the discard pile and bring Latias up. So I get... how do I want to do this? So let's play this onto the Rayquaza. And then... Man, I can't decide how I want to do this. Because, like... I play that, but I can't accelerate any energy right now. So let's bring up... No, how do I want to do this? Let's escape rope first, because then I want to come back into this Rayquaza so I can Tempest for 10 cards while getting an energy in the discard pile. And this way, by escape roping, I'm escape roping into Guzma as opposed to Guzma into escape rope. If I Guzma into escape rope, he gets to pick the mon that I bring up. If I escape rope then Guzma, then it's my choice. So yeah, let's go ahead and... Really doesn't matter. Let's go ahead and do this. And then Guzma up the Lele. Do I want to bring up a Beldum, or do I want to bring up the Lele? I think the play is to bring up Lele so that I have 2 prizes on board that I can take. And instruct to see if I can draw into a choice band. I get a Devoured Field. Let's see if we can... Yeah, let's see if we can tempt out a Field Blower before I play the choice band down. Because now with this hand... all I have to do is just attach an energy in a choice band, and I'll be able to knock the Lele out. And there's the Field Blower, so that is very nice for me. Actually, is it? Because, yeah, it'd require 8 energy and either a Devoured Field or choice band to knock out Metagross. But then it could also require 7 energy, a choice band, and a Devoured Field to knock out the Metagross. So, I mean, I guess it really, like, I just kind of wanted to fish out the Field Blower on the Devoured Field as opposed to Choice Band just because of the extra damage that Choice Band does. And he is just going to switch into his Duskmane and probably just fire off, yeah, he's going to Dusk Shot 60 damage onto my active Rayquaza. That is fine with me. I will be able to, yeah, with the Devoured Field, I will be able to knock it out this turn. Let's go ahead and Pal Pad throw 2 of the Guzmas back, as Guzmas are insanely important for this deck. Let's Choice Band up the Rayquaza, and then I can also, if I want to, I can knock out the Lele. I can Mysterious Treasure for a Lele. But let's Devoured Field, and yeah, this Duskmane is going to be an issue one way or the other, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and take it out while I have the chance. Let's play down, do I want the Xurkitree? Nah, because it's really not going to be doing a whole lot for this game because my opponent doesn't run any special energy. So I think the Free Retreat, or do I want to save that spot for a Rayquaza? I think I want to save that spot for a Rayquaza that I can potentially get off of this prize. Maybe. Yes, there it is. I mean, I had a 1 in 3 shot of getting a Rayquaza off of the single prize, and now my opponent is going to go into his Oranguru, and how do I want to play this? Because I can try to Latias, but what I can also do is just Pheromosa. Gets double heads off the timer ball. That's not good for me. I can play down my Free Retreat Pheromosa, go ahead and Guzma up his Lele, and then knock that out with Rayquaza, which is definitely an option that I want to consider because, I mean, that's 2 prizes. And then I'll be down to 3 prizes. All I have to do is just knock out like a Beldum and then a Metagross, which I should actually be able to OHKO at some point. But how do I want to do this? That's the thing. I think it's better to just get down more Rayquazas. Yeah, I think it's just better to get more onto the field. There we go. Let's go ahead and get an energy onto... Let's do the Lightning. I mean, it really doesn't matter overall. But what I can also do is Latias. Like, is use Latias this turn. Because I will be able to play my hand down to basically 0. Yeah, let's do that. Grab... Do I want to grab Lele? Yeah, let's do this. And then... How do I want to play this? Because I want to keep my Free Retreat, or do I? Like, I legitimately can't decide how I want to play this. Do I really just want to... Do I want to just keep knocking stuff out? that might be the play. Actually, let's go ahead and bring up his Lele. Let's go into Latias because it only has a single energy retreat cost. And then what I can do is manually retreat out into my Rayquaza to get the knockout on his Lele. Yeah, that does like net me like a turn with no energy, but this also gets an energy into the discard pile that I can accelerate with Latias later if I decide to do that, which I very well might. My opponent brings up the Metang. Is he going to evolve it? I mean, I know he has the Steven's Resolve Metagross in his hand, which is actually what he ends up evolving into. So quite frankly, I think this works out better for me. And then is it just going to Tate and Liza for a hand of 5? That's honestly okay. Like, this Metagross is going to do 60 damage to me, probably could do 90 if he gets a Choice Band onto it, but it still will not be a knockout. And by playing an energy onto Latias this coming turn, I will be able to knock him out, which is something that I definitely would like to be able to do. Because then all that means is I just have to knock out a Metagross in order to be able to win the game, or a Metagross GX rather, in order to be able to win the game. And he does get that one. So yeah, he's just going to Meteor Mash. I mean, he will be able to knock out a Rayquaza. That's just kind of a given. But the fact that I've been able to take 4 prizes off a Rayquaza is absolutely fantastic. So let's thin out a little more. Ultra Ball, get rid of the Mysterious Treasure and the Pheromosa and the free retreat Pheromosa, because I mean I already have a Pheromosa down. The second he knocks out this Rayquaza, I'll be able to activate my Beast Ring. I have Latias to accelerate energy, and then as soon as I get enough energy on board, I will be able to knock out his Metagross, like his Metagross GX, and win the game. So that is definitely going to be my game plan. I have another Rayquaza in my hand that can attach another energy from the discard pile. Hopefully throw another one. Actually, I mean, this one gets knocked out, and then I instantly have 5 energy in the discard pile. That's, even if I don't discard any off the top of my deck, I will be able to, even if I don't discard any off the top of my deck, that will still be enough to attach to Rayquaza, while also having Latias be able to fully attach to each of my 3 Rayquazas. So that'll be more than enough energy accelerated in one turn to put myself in a position to win this game, and especially with the damage that Latias will do to Metagross, that will be very, very clutch. And my opponent, I mean, he's probably going to knock it out. Like, there's no reason for him not to. I do have a Choice Band on this Rayquaza, so I mean that's a pretty telling sign that you want to knock this one out, especially because, yeah, at this point, if I just attach another energy, I would be able to knock Metagross out, but my opponent does make the right play, knocks out my Rayquaza. But what this does allow me to do is go into Latias. I have the Beast Ring available to attach to Pheromosa, or to accelerate onto Pheromosa, so I think that's going to be the first thing I do. I get, 2 grass, yes please. Put that onto Pheromosa. Let's Beast Ring again. No, I need to be careful with this. Because I still need to attach to Rayquaza. Like, I still need enough energy to manually attach. So do I want to play that down? I think what I'm going to do is... Do I want to discard 3 cards? This is very... Yeah, I mean, I think I want to do... I got rid of 2 Guzmas. That sucks. Man, that really sucks. Like, I did not want to get rid of Guzmas. Like, Guzmas are what I need to win the game. So I think at this point, does it say you can attach? Up to 2. Okay, so it says up to 2, so I don't have to do anything. I just wanted to play the Beast Ring at that point so that I could have that as 1 less card in my deck. And let's go ahead and judge. Put my opponent down to 4. Put me at 4 as well. And then what this allows me to do is attack with Latias in order to get 3 more energy onto the field, which should allow me to get the knockout on Metagross. So yeah, I mean, because I have lightning on all of my Rayquazas, this is fine. If he targets down the one that has damage on it, or that has 3 energy, then that means that I only have 7 on the field. Then I have 8, and with the Choice Band, I will be able to knock out Choice Band or Devoured Field. Like, I need 1 or 2. And my opponent does just Algorithm GX. So what this means is all I have to do is manually retreat my Latias into my Rayquaza, and I will have the game won. So that's going to be... Yeah, I mean, this was a very good game. Like, I was curious to see, and there's even the Necrozma down there as well. So I was very curious to see how this game would pan out, because Metagross really relies on not letting you take one-hit KOs on the Metagross. But at the same time, it can easily one-shot Rayquazas with just a Giga Hammer with a Choice Band on it. So I was very curious to see how that would work out. And even by top decking into the Guzma, I don't even have to manually retreat out. I can just bring up his Necrozma, go into my Choice Band of Rayquaza, because Mo damage is Mo damage. And there's no such thing as too much damage. And we are able to hit for 370 damage and knock out the Necrozma. Would have been able to knock out the Metagross either way. But again, I do like more damage. We did over 2,000 damage combined in this live, and I think I am going to end that there. So is this deck good? It's okay. I mean, I think that Rayquaza has already passed its heyday, given the support that it has in the current standard format. But I still think, I'm Wathgully Wabbith, but I still think that it is a card that can win you some games, and it's a deck that you can have a good time with. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And this is Styx signing out. Why not? See you guys.